right, I just got done taking the aptitude test for ETI, IBEW, that's local 11, right here in Commerce. Definitely way harder than I thought it was going to be. Just so you guys know, the study guide is through GAN, G-A-N, and basically they create the study guide, and so they actually give you a certain amount of questions and they tell you, hey, you should finish the test within this much time. So for example, on the study guide, they had, I think one of them was about 30 questions and you had 35 minutes to answer. On the actual aptitude test, you have much less time. I was beating the study guide by a pretty big margin. I think I recall at one point I was beating it by like 7-8 minutes. And during the aptitude test, I used all of the time available to me. I mean, I literally, I think total for the aptitude test, and this is all in the math part, I guessed on, educated guess, right? On about from anywhere from 3 to 5. I think it was really 3, maybe 4. But you have way less time on the aptitude test, and they throw a couple questions that have principles that the practice test has, but the degree of difficulty of those questions, for I think it was 3 to 5 of them, the ones that I had to guess on, the difficulty of those questions was harder, and you had to spend a little bit more time to actually set up and think about the question, and so but just the fact that you're given much less time than on the study guide, and that that you might think, it made it that much harder. It's hard to it's hard to keep yourself calm during that type of situation. So I'm not even kidding. I used every single second, literally submitting that portion of the test, the math, numerical reasoning, and numerical computation. Submitting those with like 20 seconds left, so up until basically the last second. And just so you know, so it basically is, it's of course 5 subtests. That much you can know from the study guide, but they're not given, and they're given one after the other, but each portion is timed, not the whole test. If they were combined together, it's each test is timed with different you have a different amount of time for each subtest. That being said, the mechanical comprehension and reading comprehension are actually, aside from maybe 1 or 2 questions on the mechanical, they're pretty dang easy, and you should have a decent amount of time. Again, on all of the practice guide, I was beating it by a fair margin. On the reading comprehension, I think I had 7, almost 8 minutes left, and on the mechanical, I had probably very similar. And so I would say the math is probably, if you're worried about it, probably spend more time on it. And I was getting perfect scores on the practice test. I made sure on the practice test I was able to get perfect score, and beat the time frames, but even still ran out of time, still had to guess. Weirdly enough, our proctor actually said that we were tested on what we got right, not what we got wrong, which I thought was weird at first, and I was like, what does that mean? That I was like, how is that even possible? What does that mean? But after not having enough time for all of the questions on the math, it made a little bit more sense. It might be that it's graded based on, just how many you got right, and that's how you get scored. And so it's possible. Either way, as you guys probably already know, the aptitude test is worth 50%. The personal experience form is worth 40%, and the letters of recommendation are worth 10%. If you're like me, you might do, and also side note, they don't tell you your aptitude test score. That is a major, major key. They don't tell you your aptitude test score. Basically, your score on everything is essentially what your ranking is on the pool of eligibles. And so basically based on the pool, on your ranking, just think of it as essentially your score. However, that score, they tell you too, on the pool of eligibles, it's a dynamic list. And so if someone scores higher than you on everything, there could be 50, 100 people, whatever, that now are above you on, that opportunity to go to boot camp. So, yeah, all in all, I would say if you're getting perfect scores and beating the time frames for the study guide right now, on the math specifically, spend more time. And I would even go out of my way to try to search on Google or have Chat GPT or Gemini, Claude, whatever you use, have it make questions that are very similar but a little bit harder, so that when you go to the aptitude test, everything is uber easy. And like I said, I was beating the math times by a big margin and still had no time left and had to guess on a few. And so overall, I'm grateful I got to take the test. Actually, what sucked is, I left early, and what do you know, way more traffic than was predicted on maps. There was an accident. Stuck at a light literally a mile away for like 5 minutes. If that wouldn't happen, would have made it to the test on time. I actually missed the first test that I was scheduled for, and had to come to the second test a few hours later. So I just stayed in the area, and luckily, you're still able to see, at least I was still able to see, how many people had signed up for that test. It said 57 out of 60. It ended up being only 29 or 30 people actually showed up. And so me and about 8 other people who also didn't make the cutoff, we were actually able to take the test, thank God. But I would not count on that at all. Please don't be like me. If you're thinking, most of you guys I know are going to leave early. If you plan to get there 30 minutes earlier than even check-in time, I would leave 15 to 20 minutes even before that, to make sure that you're going to get there on time. Don't be like me. And so, but yeah, thank God we were able to take that test. And so, past that, they'll give you a sheet with every question you want answered is probably going to be on that sheet. The proctors are probably there, and they can answer a couple more questions if it's not on there. But you have to wait about a month. So we'll be waiting about a month past the aptitude test for our ranking. And so do not expect to know your test score, because they actually won't even tell you your test score at all. But you'll have to wait another month. And so I know, we've been waiting a while, but you have to wait a little bit longer. And so, yeah, at least that's my experience. That's my information for you guys. I didn't quite find all of these details like on the subreddit or anything like that. But this is a resource for you guys to be able to look at. And if you guys find this video and find it helpful, please comment your questions, and then I will actually go back and answer them. Hopefully it's something I know or have found out, or I could probably give you like pretty good educated guess on it. But yeah, please comment all of your questions, and I'll try to get back to everyone. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Another thing, we had to take our test actually in the warehouse, not the testing center. And so we actually had to take our test while people's classes and boot camps were going on. And so there was power tools, there was yelling, and so they did give us earplugs, which was really cool. So maybe your guys, the test that you guys take won't be in a warehouse, and so you won't have to use earplugs. We did, and they were given to us if we wanted them. I used them. Past that, it's our test was not on a Scantron or anything like that. It was fully digital, so it's on a little laptop. It's a little bit janky, the scrolling on it, so just be careful. My test actually on the computer timed out during the test, and I had to I didn't have to re-log in, but I did have to click back. Aptitude test, and I clicked back aptitude test, and then it loaded me right in. It saved all my progress, which was cool. It took literally like 10-15 seconds to do that. So don't freak out. It's totally fine. If that does happen, most likely the proctors will be able to help you out. Worst case scenario, you'll have to maybe retake if it's, who knows. But the proctors were being really helpful to all of us. And so, they support you guys, and they want everyone to do well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Trying to think if there's anything else that is notable. Trying to think if there's anything else that's notable for people. What else? This is minor, and again, if you get there early enough, this probably won't freak you out. But one of the entrances to the parking lot, was actually closed off, and so you just had to drive literally 20 feet to the next one and go in, and then you'll park on the most west side. It might be different now when you guys are taking your test. They should have sent you an email with all the information. Please don't be that guy who's asking basic questions literally at the aptitude test. It's literally all in your email. If you don't think it is, go look at the email again. If it's really not in there for whatever reason, email them beforehand. Don't show up and ask basic questions. There you go. You also need your GAN ID. Please don't not have your ID ready. Again, the email says have it ready. Don't be that guy right before the test, I can't log in or something like that. That's just, come on. So know that. And then again, can't stress this enough. Be on time. Do not be like me. It was such a stressful morning. I thought, I would have to reapply or retest or whatever. But yeah, please don't don't do yourself how I did myself. Beyond that, again, please comment if you need anything else answered. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you exact test questions. Not that I don't know if I remember any. I mean, I will say they're extremely similar to the ones on the study guide, like extremely. Again, there's just a few that are a little bit more complex, and maybe they're made to kind of freak us out or whatever. But yeah, there you go. There it is. Again, please comment whatever, so I can answer those. So that was my experience. Local 11, ETI, Electrical Training Institute, Southern California, City of Commerce. That was my experience, and hopefully this will kind of help you guys be a little bit more calm, the night before and day of the aptitude test. Don't worry if you studied and are studying hard. You're gonna do well. So yeah, peace out.